Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode today. Today you join me in my 80 series. As you can see, my 80 series didn't start today, and I wanted to take you guys through what I figured out, why it didn't start, what the symptoms were, and how you can diagnose your car in case you got an old car or even a new car, so that you aren't stranded or are left stranded, and maybe you can do some preventative maintenance so you're not stranded. So this is going to be a great episode, guys. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Welcome to all the brand new subscribers. Let's get on with it. Alright guys, so here it is, my 80 series Land Cruiser parked on the pavement. This beast did not start today, and I wanted to take you through some of the symptoms that I've actually been having and how I diagnosed it. So if we start off, actually this car has been giving me an intermittent starting problem for some time now. Now, because I don't put too much mileage on this vehicle, because I'm not driving this vehicle a lot of miles every month, I did suspect that maybe I was wearing down my battery. So this vehicle failed to start 3-4 times in the last month or whatnot, and I would send my battery to get charged. I would send my battery to actually get charged for a whole day, kind of like a trickle charge, and then once I put the battery back, the car would start. But after that, I noticed that even after that battery was brought back to its full charge, sometimes the car would not start. Alright, so here we have the power plant. You guys know this is the 1FZ FE. I actually love this engine, guys. I think this is one of the best petrol engines Toyota made. But as you can see here, I actually added this battery tray. You guys will notice in previous of my 80 series videos, I didn't actually have this battery area. And so I had made kind of a makeshift box. But luckily, I have been able to get the original tray with the kind of the styrofoam rubbers and all that. So 1FZ FE, this engine has been performing well. I don't have things to complain about that, but we thought it's to do with the powering system. Okay, so you guys know when you start a vehicle, you have a few things that come into play. Number one is the battery. You need a fully charged battery, and as you guys can see, I've got an Amaron, which is probably one of the best performing batteries. So when you start a vehicle, you need a well-performing battery. You need a functioning alternator. The alternator is what is going to charge our battery, guys. And as you guys can see, my alternator is somewhere down there. The alternator is a bit lower in these vehicles. I know it's not exactly ideal, but the alternator will charge the battery and that'll keep everything firing. And then of course you have the starter, and the starter motor in the 80 series Land Cruiser sits down there. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. There it is right there, guys. So the starter motor sits a bit lower. So I thought that my issue was the battery, but once I brought this battery to a full charge, and then I drove the vehicle and stopped the vehicle, turned the engine off, wait 2 hours, and the vehicle doesn't start. So then we started to point towards the starter, guys. So I got my starter out, I got my starter rebuilt, and I want to tell you what we found in my starter motor and what was causing the car to suffer and kind of not start properly. So let's just get into that right now. And as you can see, as we're in the engine bay, that right there is a shock mount. And that right there is another shock mount. This right here is the top of our 1FZ FE engine. Produces, 4.5 liters, 6 cylinders in a straight line. We got a distributor or a dizzy over here, which has got a kind of like a rotary dial inside the distributor, and that's what distributes power to each of the ignition wires and each of the spark plugs. And here we have our beautiful petrol motor, guys. So let me tell you what we found in our starter motor and what helped us diagnose the issue today. Just want to take you through what I found in the starter motor. It's a beautiful sunny day today. If you guys want to just check it out, I think it's just the best kind of beautiful day. Beautiful day today, guys. And so I just wanted to take you through why the old dog didn't start. Okay, so as I told you, we powered up the battery. If your car struggles to start, first make sure you've got a fully charged battery. Then test the alternator. Test the alternator to make sure that your alternator is providing charge to your battery, that your alternator is charging your battery. Now, once you have done those fundamental, guys, then we need to check the other stuff, which points towards a starter motor. So let's just get right into the starter motor. This is what I found, guys. Now you guys have to remember that these older vehicles were built much better than the newer vehicles. You know, the newer vehicles, if your starter motor goes out, you almost have to replace the whole starter motor. But with these old Toyotas, they built them in a way that most of the parts were able to last 20 to 30 years, and most of the parts were able to be rebuilt, guys. You're able to actually service and rebuild these parts. So this is what I found in my starter motor. This is what had gone. It's a solenoid and the contactor and the solenoid. So that's all we changed, guys. And the starter looked really nice and new. In fact, the brushes in the starter were really good as well. So really nicely made Toyota parts. I have changed this part out, and now the vehicle is actually starting. So it seems to be that our 25-year-old starter motor was what was giving us issues. So the vehicle is running now, the vehicle is starting, thank God, and cross our fingers we have dealt with the issue. And I want to just keep running this battery, keep charging it up, but hopefully our starter is now behaving properly, so we can close this up. And that's been the latest thing with the old dog, and he's good to go again, the beautiful 80 series. And just before signing off on this vehicle, on this video, guys, I just wanted to show you the rear of the 80 series. You guys have to remember this is a 25-year-old vehicle. It wasn't 3 seats back here, as you can see, though you can seat 3 people. But just look how comfortable this is. I just want to get in to show you that this vehicle is perfectly comfortable for up to, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 passengers. All right, guys. So we're in the 80 right now. I just wanted to show you. As you can see, it's quite comfortable. Now this seat is too reclined, so I'm not too comfortable here because this front seat is very reclined. But I'm 6'1", I fit, and as you can see, perfect little VIP lounge back here, guys. So this is sitting behind on the 80 series, and this is how it feels being sort of a backseat passenger in this classic beast. So if you guys have such an issue with your vehicle, make sure you check the charging system, make sure you check your alternator is charging your battery, make sure your battery is on a full charge, and then dive into things like the starter motor, guys. Also make sure that your battery wires are in good condition and that the connections are all plugged in. I want to tell you guys have got to remember that when we run these 30-year-old vehicles, there are things here and there that can go wrong. There are things here and there that can come loose. And so it becomes a bit more prudent when you own these older vehicles to actually do a bit more of the checks, guys. I know it's not ideal, and that's kind of the benefit of owning a more modern vehicle, less checks, but this is more of a labor of love. You love the vehicle and you're gonna have to check it a bit more often. That's all. And if you do your checks, you'll most likely be okay for the long trips as well. You know, these vehicles were definitely built very tough. Toyota built these vehicles very tough. There's no doubt about that. The parts used in the Land Cruiser 80 series were very strong parts. You know, you could argue that it was even better built than the 100 series Land Cruiser and the 200 series Land Cruiser. So this was built at a time when, you know, Toyota really had stuff to prove in the market. and they were building the vehicle to last 25 to 30 years, which they also do with their modern vehicles, but this was just, you know, according to me, just to a different standard. So make sure you do your checking on, you know, as I always mention, coolant pipes, hoses that transport coolant. Just check for cracking. You know, you guys know rubber is a wearable. Rubber gets hard over time. Rubber needs changing. So anyways, that's been a quick episode. This is what I've been diagnosing with my old 80 series, and just so you guys know, so you have kind of like an honest ownership experience with these kind of vehicles. You know, it's not just all roses and rainbows all the time with these kind of vehicles. Things come up. Sometimes your vehicle won't start. Sometimes your vehicle will trouble you, but in the most part, it'll get you home, it'll get you where you need to, and it'll give you a damn good time doing it. So it's been a quick episode today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for watching. It's MasaiGainz checking out.